The where?
Where? Turkey.
I'm guessing Turkey somewhere over there.
Oh gosh, this is tough. Turkey, Turkey, Turkey. It's next to Greece.
Turkey is. I'm too sweaty. Here's some right here.
Okay, I'll just point. Greece is like over here, so Turkey's somewhere around there.
Okay.
Right?
Turkey is probably right around here. In that area?
You point to where Turkey is on the map.
The Republic of Turkey began in 1923 from what was left over of the Ottoman Empire after World War I. Mustafa Kemal, known lovingly by Turkish people as Ataturk, or Father Turk, took charge of this new country and created an authoritarian leadership. His rule brought about many reforms in the new country, including equal rights for women, a secular government, prohibition of the fez and the veil, and a change from the Arabic to Latin alphabet. Following Ataturk's death in 1938, İsmet İnönü took power and the country continued its one-party rule. Turkey remained neutral during the Second World War until 1945, when the country declared war on Germany and Japan. At the end of the war, Turkey joined the United Nations. In 1950, Turkey held its first elections, and the Democratic Party smoothly transitioned into power. Though the country has had a short modern history, it has a thriving modern infrastructure, with about 80 million people. Turkey ranks 17th in the world for population and is a member of both the United Nations and the G20. Also 17th in the world is Turkey's GDP, estimated at over $1 trillion US. Turkey's exports include apparel, food, textiles, metals, and transport equipment, and the country brings in approximately $133 billion a year. The country's politics are modern as well. Although over 99% of the citizens are Muslim, Turkey is a secular state and has no official state religion. The Turkish constitution outlines freedom of religion as an important part of society. However, despite Turkey's metropolitan and progressive atmosphere, the country and its people continue to be shrouded in misconceptions. We talk to people on the street to get a better understanding of these stereotypes.
Stereotypes about Middle Easterners, they're terrorists or, misogynists.
If I were going to do a stereotype, it'd probably be the big wool outfits with the big wool hats and everything. They all eat kebabs. He said it was very beautiful.
My broker told me to put a lot of money in Turkey. He said Turkey's the next country for the next 50 years going to be the hottest economy in the world.
I think they have a lot of spices there. Markets and spices.
They don't force their women to cover head to toe.
With the goats and the sheep herders.
Very strict.
Farsi?
Arabic?
Mud huts.
Warmongers.
They're terrorists.
They're just not that interested in the Middle East.
As you can see, there are many stereotypes surrounding Turkey. We talked to Sübhan Krimzaltan to get a better understanding of these stereotypes.
A lot of people just assume that our marriage was a matched marriage. They just ask, who was your matchmaker or things like that. A lot of time people assume that my husband is probably much older than me because that's how things work in the Middle East dating. The terrorists are a very extremist, tiny group in the Muslim societies, and maybe the 99% of the Muslim population, they just hate these acts of violence against. Islam does not condone terrorism. A lot of people try to speak me in Arabic. They just assume that I must be from Arabia, or all Muslim people speak Arabic, which is apparently not true. In the Western world, Turkish people might be seen as Muslim fundamentalists, but in the Arab world, Turkish people might be seen as godless secular people. Turkish people are a good example that this can be done, that the Western world and the Eastern world are not two completely different entities. We can see that how much we share rather than the points that makes us different,
In addition to speaking with Tupan Krimzoltan, we also heard from an American traveler who had the opportunity to travel to Turkey and dispel some of her own misconceptions.
Before I went to Turkey, before I started meeting Turkish women, was that women in headscarves were, I figured, well, they're Muslim, they're probably peasants, and they're probably not, maybe not very educated, but I'm sure they're very nice. That was my prejudice, my ignorance, which I'm pretty ashamed of now, because what I found out is that women in headscarves are often very educated, more educated than I am, and they educated than I am, and I also thought they were oppressed. I thought that, some maybe their father or their husband or somebody said you have to wear headscarves. In Turkey are very, very common. More than half of the women in Turkey wear headscarves, adult women, but also very, very controversial and a very symbolic. It is actually against the law for women who are members of parliament to wear their headscarf into parliament. In government offices, they're not supposed to wear headscarves. Only recently, like within the last year, have universities begun to allow women to wear their headscarves to class. You could get thrown out of class. Traveling in a Muslim country might be a little uncomfortable, and that people might not be unfriendly to me because I was an American, or maybe because I was a woman traveling without a male companion. And that was not the case at all. People in Turkey are very, very warm. If they take you in, they're going to be very, very hospitable. If you get a chance to travel anywhere, go. If you get a chance to go to Turkey, go immediately. It'll be eye-opening for you and will change you. So, enjoy.
Turkey, a country shrouded in misconceptions. Stuck between the Eastern and Western worlds, Turkey is stereotyped by both sides. The East views Turkey as a country of godless heathens, even though Turkey is almost 99% Muslim. This belief stems from the Turks' secular government, which contrasts the governments of Turkey's Middle Eastern neighbors. Ironically, the West views the Turks in a completely different light. As religious fundamentalists, some believe Turkey is a strict Islamic nation that requires all women to wear headscarves and pray 5 times a day. So close is Turkey to the Arabic world, many also assume Turkey is an Arabic-speaking country. However, Turkey is none of these things. A secular nation, Turkey believes in religious freedom. While many women choose to wear headscarves or hijabs, others also decide to forego the Islamic tradition. The country has its own language, Turkish, and many well-educated Turks on the street speak little Arabic. Turkey is a thriving modern nation, struggling to define its own identity in a rapidly changing world.
Istanbul is Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople, been a long time gone. Constantinople still has Turkish delight on a moonlit night. Every gal in Constantinople is in Istanbul, Constantinople, so if you've a date, Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam.